Gordon's alive! Welcome, dear viewers. My name is Captain Maximilian Varus. That's right. Today I'm standing in for the infamous Captain Robertson, who appears to have disappeared on us. The lazy bastard is probably somewhere out there, getting drunk and chasing loose women.
Well, I suppose things could be a lot worse.
Today, I will be reviewing the rather delightful ship known as the Crimson Charmer, made by the talented designer who goes by the name of Malmhrid. Malmhrid. What a wonderful name, Malmhrid. It has a rather strong wooden sound to it, don't you think? Did you know that this Malmhrid fellow also happens to be the same chappie who made the privateer vessels Prospero and Nightfall, which the Bloody Constraint and the Golden Eagle used by our Red Brotherhood were based on? And I can tell you this, dear viewers, that those ships were bloody good. Now, while the Crimson Charmer isn't a privateer vessel by nature, oh no, this one is a standard O.C.A. light freighter Mark I. But that doesn't mean that you can't use it for rather more aggressive pursuits, for even though it's small, and it does come with a single 200mm heavy rocket launcher and no less than 5 25mm Gatling turrets, which provide excellent 360-degree coverage and should be more than enough to threaten some of the more lightly armed cargo vessels out there, especially if you've got a friend or two with you. Safety in numbers, I always say. Well, not for the poor buggers you're about to attack, of course. As for propulsion, this vessel is powered by a hybrid combination of atmospheric thrusters, ion thrusters, and even hydrogen thrusters too, including a rather large rearward-facing hydrogen thruster to help you achieve escape velocity and get into orbit, even on worlds with gravity that's slightly higher than the Earth's. But more than likely, they'll be used to help you run like buggery if the local law enforcement makes an appearance. Now, a lot of the other vessels try to save weight by foregoing on the atmospheric thrusters, but I feel that having them as standard means that as long as the vessel has an adequate power supply, it means that you can fly about all over the planet's surface, picking and choosing your landing spots at leisure, instead of worrying about your bloody fuel running out all the time. And I think that's wonderful, don't you? Oh, and let's not forget the cherry on top. This delightful little vessel also comes with a jump drive as standard, allowing you to warp instantly to any location in space, as long as it's within 1,900 kilometers, which should be more than enough to get you where you need to go, or to get out of any trouble, I should think. As expected, this vessel also comes with a Janus utility drone, for those of you who just can't be arsed doing any repairs by hand. That's right, if you're anything like me, you give those sorts of tasks to one of your more menial lackeys, whilst you kick back and enjoy a nice cup of tea. Now, dear friends, it's time to take a look inside. But Varus, I hear you ask, how do we get in, love? There's no obvious ramp, and I can't see a boarding elevator. But look, what's this? A ladder. That's right, viewers, there's a ladder on this vessel that we can use to get inside. How marvellous! You'd think that someone would have thought of this before. Shame the bloody thing doesn't retract when you're not using it, but at least we've got the blasted things now, so let's climb on board and take a look in, shall we? As you can see, there's an airlock system in place. Not the most efficient, as the entrance is rather long, so you will waste some oxygen each time you enter and exit the craft, but at least we have one, and it does its job rather nicely. Just remember to put your bloody helmet on before you go outside, mind you. That way you don't end up like poor old Eye Patch Pete from the Red Brotherhood. Although it didn't help that I did force him out of the airlock without one on purpose. That's that's what you get for questioning my orders, Pete, you miserable one-eyed bastard. Now, as we enter the vessel, we're presented with the ship's cockpit, where we have the usual assortment of displays you would expect in a freighter this size. And as you can see, there are two consoles, one for the pilot and another for the co-pilot, navigator, or engineer, depending on the type of crew you have. Sitting on the pilot's chair, you can see that we have various displays that provide us with useful information about our ship, and even an artificial horizon on the center of the screens there. While this is indeed a useful thing to have, I would have rather preferred that the artificial horizon was a little higher up, or even displayed on a transparent screen directly ahead of me, as this would save me from constantly having to crane my neck up and down all the time, like one of those sodding, water-drinking toy birds. I can just see it now. Are you all right there, Captain Varus? Yes, love. Just got a little headache there, what from all that nodding up and bloody down. I think I'll just grab me some painkillers and take a nap now before it gets any worse. Take over for me, would you? I might be a while. As we head back, we now find ourselves in a rather spacious example of the living quarters, complete with a makeshift bed, 2 cryo chambers, and a lovely medical room. That way you can patch yourself up should the need ever arise. There is also what appears to be a small table, so you can enjoy what little downtime you have by leaving your tablet and empty dishes on it for Captain Varus to discover and chastise you for later. That's right, no one likes having to clean the mess you've made by unsecured items flying about when the vessel is forced to maneuver. They could take someone's eye out. Just ask Eye Patch Pete. Oh, that's right, you can't, because he's dead. And finally, in the rear of the vessel, we have what appears to be a cargo hold, with no less than 6 small cargo containers, each labelled so that you know what you should place into each one. That way, if you ever spot one of your crew turning one of them into a proverbial sorin chest and dumping everything and anything into it, you can quickly give him a swift beating before forcing the bugger to sort each and every blasted one of them out for you at gunpoint. Well, at least that's the method that I found is usually the most effective. As you can see, there's more than ample space for you to carry any cargo or ill-gotten gains and deliver them safely and securely to their destination. Now, what are my thoughts on this wonderful little ship? Well, I think it's rather good, and certainly an excellent entry-level choice for any budding pirate or privateer, or even a commercial trader if you're interested in pursuing a rather less interesting lifestyle. I can tell you now that we have no less than 2 of these beautiful ships on our own armada, including one that we made from scratch using the parts salvaged from our various captures over the years. We painted it a deep shade of emerald and aptly named it the Green Bastard, because it was made from parts unknown. And a gold star to anyone who gets that reference. It's become a very worthwhile addition to our fleet, and providing our luck holds, should continue to do so for many more years to come. Well, dear viewers, that about wraps up my review on the O.C.A. Light Freighter Crimson Charmer Mark I by Malmhrid. I won't fly it around. Oh, no. I'm far too busy arranging our next raid to bother with anything as frivolous as that. Instead, I shall provide you all with a link in the description below, so that you may all fly this little beauty to your heart's content. Just remember, if you are planning on using this vessel, that you would be strongly advised to secure a supply of uranium to get the most out of it, as it does tend to be a little power-hungry, which is certainly something I can relate to. Farewell, dear viewers, and always remember, there is no escape from the Red Brotherhood.